Alrighty, welcome to the first episode, I guess, of D&D4P, a podcast dedicated to the four most important P's in Dungeons & Dragons, and other role-playing games for that matter. They are pondering, plotting, planning, and, pooping? Playing. Yes, playing. I am your host, the one and only Generic Fighter. I'm coming live from the bathroom of my apartment, because it's the only place in it that has decent acoustics, and my kitty can't get in here to distract me. It is also the place where I often ponder the deeper mysteries of gaming, such as, where did that dire tiger keep those 20 silver pieces, or why was a vampire carrying a sun rod? Also, D&D humor. A goblin, an ogre, a corrupted lantern archon, and a brain in a jar walk into a dungeon. Wait, lantern archons levitate. How the hell does a brain in a jar even move, let alone walk? Also, this podcast will be about tangents, and a lot of them, because that's how I roll. Very, very badly. So, I guess there needs to be a subject for this episode, so, let's see. How about this? As a dungeon master or game master or whatever your system is called, you will often have to take on the roles of NPCs. And what is the worst situation for these? When you have to play multiple of them. Usually, players only have to deal with one, maybe two if they have some kind of associate or something. But the DM will often have to deal with playing a bunch of people. Very different people. And occasionally at the same time. So I have come up with an interesting technique that can help with the confusion that could happen. Yes, you could use different voices and accents, but they can also be very difficult to keep track of, actually in the middle of a conversation. So I tend to have some other indicator of what character is saying what and when. For instance, in face-to-face games, I often have a certain gesture or such that indicates that a particular character is the one that is talking right now. For instance, I might gesticulate with my right hand, indicating that this is Ambassador Barash of the Crosian Empire, and his bombastic voice and very active hands that talk and stuff. However, if I'm playing, say, if I'm speaking as, say, Princess Hope of the Empire of Baltaroth, I'll be like, I will hold my left hand to my chest and talk like her in her very refined and dignified voice. So those are two examples for face-to-face, but a lot of online D&D happens. So indicators for that could be very different. For instance, a lot of tabletop or virtual tabletops will use tokens of some sort. So, indicating a certain token to indicate that you are talking as that character that is represented by it. Or, for instance, moving that token into some specific place. For instance, a box on the screen or something. Would help indicate that in game, online. Other ways in face-to-face could be like holding up a miniature of the character, or indicating a portrait of them, or pointing towards, or holding up a portrait, and so forth. I find it's a very good way to at least help with the confusion that can happen when one is playing multiple characters. So, yeah, that's pretty much the big thing here I'm talking about. This is a very, very short episode, apparently. Well, but it's a thing. I have gotten this started. So, I will bid you adieu from episode 1 of D&D4P. So go out there and plan, plot, ponder, and play. Not necessarily in that order. Also, don't forget to poop. It's very important to your health and survival. Have a good night, day, morning, I don't know, time period. Bye.